Hey guys, so in this video, we're gonna go over timesheets. So at the beginning of each pay period, you'll be getting an email from Cheryl Bowers, and it's gonna look just like this. She'll even have right here in the comment section exactly what the pay period is, so that way you don't have to guess or look it up yourself. So you can either click this open in sheets or this green one down here, whichever you prefer. And it'll open up a page that looks just like this. So right here in this top, in this yellow section, you can either copy and paste, or I just usually write it in the pay period date. And if you look, it's now auto-populated all of those dates, so you don't have to guess, and it does that for you. So under here, you'll see time in, time out. So if you leave for a while or go to lunch, you can kind of go back in and forth. So with it being on Google Sheets, it's really nice because you can access this from home, from work, from your phone. So that way, if you forget to do it at work, you can just hop on your phone and finish it. So that's one reason why I really like it. But with that, it's also kind of on the honor code system. So we really want you to be honest as you're filling this out and try to be as accurate as you can. So I'm going to kind of just go through and show you some things about it, fill out a day or two, and just kind of show you. So yesterday, I got to work about 7:30. It was the first day of school, and I left about 3:30 p.m. So if you look right here, it auto-populated that my hours were, I worked 8 hours because I worked through lunch. So that's really, really convenient that at the end of the pay period, I don't have to go in and total everything up myself. So in the comment section right here, this is where you're going to give the description of what you've done each day. We really want you to be as descriptive as you can without being overly descriptive. And I know that's a really fine line. So I'm going to kind of show you what I mean. So yesterday was the first day of school. That's just kind of a fun thing to put on there. But it also explained that I helped my Gear Up kids find their classes. So a lot of our teachers moved around, and so I kind of walked kids to class. I showed them where to go, and that was a good way for me to contact my kids. So I did that. I went to the San Juan Foundation office and did reporting with my data people. And then I also did these training videos. Worked with my counselors to help my Gear Up kids. So as you can see, I'm not being very specific, like I helped Johnny do this. Like it's very broad. So I helped my kids find their classes. I did reporting. I did my training videos. So that way it doesn't become a huge long paragraph for each day. As a coordinator, did reporting like I'm supposed to. I made an effort to go and find my kids. I worked with my school officials and helped them with my Gear Up kids. So just very broad. Usually I like to have it be like 3 to 5 lines, just so that way it shows that I have been trying to be productive and use my time well, but without being so long that it's hard to get through. So, and I can just do the same thing all the way down, and that's what we want. So today I got here at 8 a.m. and I'll probably leave, let's just say that I'm gonna leave at 2 today. So that shows 6 hours. So it's really nice that it does that for you. We really encourage you to never go over 8 hours. It just causes a lot of problems. So if you can help it, try not to go over 8 hours per day. If you look down here, another nice thing is you can see weekly total hours, and it's automatically told me how much I've worked this week. And if you keep coming down, you'll be able to see, oh, there's my total for the entire pay period. So if I were to go through and fill all of these out in advance, which we encourage you not to do, we want you to do each day. So say I work 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then I worked from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can see all those different times. It automatically just populates that for me. We try and encourage you to keep a consistent schedule. So usually we want you to be there during the school day. So usually I'm here like 8 to 4 every day, but I just wanted to show you that it does calculate that. And then I would just come over and put in the comments exactly what I did. So a good skill and practice to get into is just always leaving your timesheet open on your computer that you're working on. So that way throughout the day or at the end of the day, you can go in and just type in what you've done. Because if I had left Tuesday blank and it's now this Thursday and timesheets are due, I am not going to remember what I did the week before. It's just, if you can, I'm impressed. I wouldn't leave it up to chance. So please try to make an effort to do this every single day. So another cool thing on here is that with this job, you get leave hours, you get PTO, and you get holiday. So instead of me coming in here and putting, oh, it's Labor Day, I get my hours, right here under leave hours, that's where you would put it. So because I'm full-time, I get 8 hours of leave type. And so for the leave type, I would put H for holiday, okay? And then I would just put whatever holiday, like I would put Labor Day. So that's how you do that. And you can see that it does now how many hours I worked, how many hours of leave I did, and the total. And same thing down here, you can see the total, how many I actually physically worked and how many PTO holiday hours I worked. So same thing, if you need to take a day off, say I only want to do 4 hours of PTO, I would do 4 and then personal, and I would just say personal day. So that's how you do that you can add them on, just so that way we know how to pay you correctly and as what funds. So that's really important to know. So you'll just fill this out for the entire 2 weeks. And then at the end of 2 weeks, I will go through your timesheet or your coordinator or whoever, and then we'll sign off. So make sure that this is completely done Friday before you leave work, because first thing Monday morning is when these get checked. You will need to date it and sign it. So if you look, how we sign is just like that. It's already populated to be in cursive, so you would just write your name in there. And then I would just sign under your team lead. So another thing we have are reimbursements and mileage. So right down here underneath all of this, you can see these. It's really important to know that in order to use these, you have to have prior approval from your director. You can't just put it in there, oh, I took paperwork in, and then just kind of do it. Unless you have something already arranged that the director just knows that whenever you bring in paperwork, that's fine and it's going to get reimbursed. But if you randomly decide to go somewhere and do something without letting anyone know and try to claim it, it doesn't really work like that. So make sure you get approval first. And these are pretty self-explanatory. So reimbursements, if you buy stamps out of your own money with approval, if you do meals, that's where you would put this stuff in, and it's pretty specific. So there's the date, the event, like the reason you were there. So if you were to go to a conference, you could put like INSEP conference. The description is what it was that you bought. So that's where you would put stamps, dinner on this day, and then the exact amount. You 99.999% of the time, you will have to have a receipt for these. So make sure you keep those so that way we can have you reimbursed correctly. And then same thing for mileage. It needs to be very specific to the mileage rate. We pay 45 cents a mile, which is really, really good. So, and then the purpose of why you were doing that. And then that will just get added onto your check. So just make sure you get approval before doing that. And then that's kind of pretty much the gist. I also want to show you how you can find these without having to come to your email. So the nice thing about Google is that everything can be stored in one place. So if you look, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to get there. So if you're just on your Gmail, just like I am, then you can come up here to these 3 dots, and you're just going to look for the green sheets. So right here, this is pretty much just like the Excel version from Google, and that's what we use. So you can click on that, and then you can see so I'll have access to everyone's timesheets, but you can then find your timesheet and the period end date. So that's super nice. You can find it here. That's the way I usually go, but you can also go to your Drive. So right here, this Drive button. And this is where you can find all of your documents. Oops, and no, that's fine. So I'll show you another thing, because this one, I have it on my personal. Let me show you my work one. So you can see that, oh, look, I can show you what I've recently looked at. And you can either pop up here if you look at them a lot, or you can click recent and it'll pop up. So like if I look at, see, there's my recent. That means that this week, because it was the end of the pay period, I went through everyone's timesheets, and that's what I've recently clicked on. So here's another one on my work drive. This is where I can access pretty much all of my stuff. So I keep all my Gear Up documents right here, and I have them organized. So I have applications just in my quick files, but then I have them here. So I have pictures, here's my paperwork. If I have sign-up sheets, anything like that, I have them. And this is where everything goes. So if you get shared with a Google Doc, if you get shared with a Google Sheet, a form, anything like that will be in here. So like recently, I've been working on our pre-test, I've been working on postcards, our videos. Here's a form that we've done. So this is another good spot that if you can't find a document, this is probably where it's going to be. So hopefully this helped. Hopefully I've answered all the questions you have, but please make sure that you keep your timesheet current every day so that way things go a lot smoother and you can get paid. Have a good day, guys.